We have recently released a video focusing on the assassins, and it would be remiss not to cover the Templars in parallel. In the next few minutes, your understanding of the valiant knights bearing the cross on their chest will be completely transformed. We will delve into the genuine historical accounts of one of the world's most influential organizations rather than dwell on fiction. How are the Templars akin to Amazon and Google? And why are they credited as the precursors of the modern banking system? This video is brought to you by Thorum. Take a look at this rings. They have rings made from 4-billion-year-old Gibeon meteorite and genuine 65-million-year-old T-Rex bone. If you are a fan of Vikings, they have Odin ring, the Norse god of war, the Thor ring, and all of them are crafted by hand. Head the link in the comments and use promo code LIVINGHISTORY to get 20% off a truly unique ring. To shed light on these questions, we turn to our guest, Raymond Plaza. The year is 1180 AD, and Raymond finds himself amidst the bustling streets of Jerusalem, adorned in complete regalia. We won't delve into minute details, as the Templars were essentially a faction of knights, differing from others primarily in a single aspect, a detail we previously discussed in our video on the Crusaders. We refer to the iconic red cross displayed on their chest and shield. Although this cross is often associated with Crusaders in general, it exclusively represents the Templar order. Other crusading orders, such as the Hospitallers, distinguished themselves with a similar white cross on their uniforms. The Teutonic Order bore a black cross, while the Order of St. Lazarus even sported a design resembling a green four-leaf clover. Numerous orders existed, all defending the Christian faith in various capacities. However, the Templars stood apart from the rest. Now, what do you suppose Mr. Plaza, standing resplendent in his full armor and proudly wearing the red cross, is engaged in here in the heart of Jerusalem? Is he preparing for battle, you may ask? No. The Christians conquered the city during the First Crusade nearly a century ago, and it remains under their control. Is he training his knights then? Once again, the answer is no. Templar reinforcements primarily hail from Europe. Raymond, in fact, serves as a guardian for a young French prince who has come to pay homage to holy relics. Plaza's duty is straightforward: to prevent any harm from befalling the prince, including fending off potential arrow shots towards their own encampment, in exchange for a modest payment. The noble knight perceives no fault in his role as a guardian, as that is precisely what the Templar Order was established for. When the Crusaders captured Jerusalem in 1099, they encountered a significant challenge. The city was well fortified, and the Muslim population had been largely eradicated. However, a quick glance at the map revealed that Jerusalem was distant from Europe, but perilously close to several eastern countries that harbored hostility towards Christians. The constant threat of espionage, ambushes on pilgrims from France, Italy, and other nations had deeply frustrated Mr. Hugues de Payens. As a veteran of the First Crusade and a devout believer, he valiantly defended the holy sites and aided pilgrims, yet received no support. The poverty endured by the knights was so severe that they often shared a single horse between two. In 1119, Hugues de Payens officially declared the establishment of the Order of Templars, with the sacred mission of protecting pilgrimage routes. However, they did not initially refer to themselves as Templars. Hugues founded the Order of the Poor Knights of Christ, commonly referred to as poor knights due to their destitution. Their unwavering devotion to helping those in need and the purity of their faith caught the attention of their superiors. Upon the decree of King Baldwin II of Jerusalem, the knights were entrusted with a portion of the taxes from local villages. Later, in collaboration with Patriarch Warmund, the beggar knights were granted a section of the royal palace as their headquarters. It was around this time that the term Templars came into usage. As both Hugues de Payens and the reigning king of Jerusalem were French, the order became associated with France. The organization received official recognition, and Hugues assumed the role of its first master. And then the real adventure began. As we are aware, the most formidable adversary in battle is one who fights with unwavering faith. And in the early days of their existence, the Templars possessed just that. These individuals, who had emerged from destitution, quickly gained popularity, and numerous idle crusaders in Jerusalem eagerly joined their ranks. Eventually, the journey from Europe to the city became considerably safer. The Templars showed no mercy to bandits or Saracens. These warriors fought not for personal gain, but for their unyielding faith, tirelessly patrolling the roads of Palestine day and night. By 1128, the Templars had established their charter. It stipulated wearing a white garment adorned with a red cross on the chest, while also mandating engagement in charitable acts 3 times a week. Each Templar was obligated to provide sustenance and assistance to those in need. Money, as we have previously mentioned, was not a concern at this stage. In fact, the Order's leadership dispatched some of the knights to Europe, resulting in the establishment of branches in cities from Spain to England. These branches recruited, trained, and initiated new members into the Order before sending them on missions. By 1180, however, things had taken a different turn. Our Honorable Raymond Plaza, despite being a good-hearted individual, had become involved in ventures driven by more than just disinterested causes. The French prince he was escorting from Champagne paid a considerable sum of money to the Templars for their protection. This payment was unnecessary, since by this time the Order had constructed well-maintained roads open for free passage. Furthermore, along these roads, the knights established taverns where travelers could rest in complete safety. All of this was made possible because in 1139, Pope Innocent II granted the Templars full exemption from taxes, and the king's instructions also ceased to apply. In fact, the Order was answerable only to the Pope, requiring no further decrees, and donations continued to pour in, ensuring their financial stability. The Templars were also highly skilled in defending their interests. Throughout their history, they built 150 cathedrals and 56 castles, constructed bridges, enhanced sacred sites, and one would think that everything was going perfectly. However, as you may have guessed, greed intervened. While each Templar was a formidable warrior, and they had proven themselves in numerous significant battles against Muslim armies, the upper echelons were seduced by wealth and impunity. Do you recall our previous video on the assassins? Well, one of the Templar fortresses happened to be in close proximity to Alamut, the capital of the Order of Assassins. Raymond's next assignment was to go there, but not for the purpose of engaging in warfare. Once a year, the assassins paid the Templars a significant sum of 2,000 gold pieces in exchange for immunity. There was no animosity between the two orders. The assassins refrained from targeting the Templars, and the concerns of other orders and Muslims did not interest the Templars. Consequently, the popular game series created a fictionalized conflict. Nevertheless, conflicts did arise, albeit with traditional Muslims. In 1147, the Templars played a pivotal role in the Second Crusade, and in 1163, they defeated the Emir of Aleppo. While Raymond dutifully carries out the Master's instructions, fighting what he believes to be a battle for faith, much is happening back in Europe. As previously mentioned, the Order's headquarters were widespread, and the wealthy individuals seeking absolution from their sins generously donated substantial sums of money to the Templars. Some of these funds were used for temple reconstruction, while the rest was allocated for charitable purposes. However, the Templars amassed such immense wealth that the knights themselves could not resist the allure of greed. At that time, the standard lending rate was 40%. The Templar Order, exempt from taxes, easily provided loans at a mere 15% interest rate. They ventured into various other enterprises as well. Our Raymond Plaza, for instance, started as a common courier before his promotion. The Templars established a formidable counterpart to Amazon. These enterprising knights efficiently delivered goods and parcels from London to Jerusalem in just 12 weeks, a feat considered miraculous in that era. And such miracles were handsomely rewarded. Within the Order's offices, much like with Google, one could acquire frontline information, gossip, and more. Unrestrained by any court or law, the analogy with Amazon continues, as the Order's masters held a monopoly on the sale of the legendary Anjou wine, renowned even in works like The Three Musketeers, and cherished by D'Artagnan. Only the Templars traded it in Europe, and the profits were staggering, enabling the knights to fervently acquire real estate and expand their business ventures. Imagine being able to transfer money from Paris to Rome for a mere 5% fee. It may sound astonishing today, but back then it was a revolutionary scheme that worked remarkably well. What made it even more appealing was its respectable appearance in the eyes of the public. However, as is often the case over time, faith gradually took a back seat. Just 60 years after Raymond received tribute from the assassins, the Templars found themselves comfortable with even killing their fellow Christians. This occurred in 1241, when in collaboration with the Damascus group, the Templars attacked Acre, which was under the control of the Teutonic Order. Numerous accounts confirm that the Templars even prohibited their own brethren from burying the dead. Eventually, as history tells us, Christians were expelled from the Middle East, resulting in a peculiar situation. The holy sites were lost, yet the Templars' numerous branches and services continued to operate throughout Europe. By then, rulers were growing increasingly weary of lawlessness and the vast sums of money circulating within the order. They only needed a pretext. Thus, as soon as the Templars lost their final stronghold in the east, Acre in 1291, King Philip of France issued a decree in 1307 for the arrest of all Templar members and seizure of their assets. By that time, the Inquisition was already making its way across Europe, providing an opportune moment to accuse the Templars. The Templars were accused of a multitude of crimes. They were said to worship Baphomet, to have embraced Satan himself, and to consult with him regularly. The Pope desired to protect his people, but he did not dare challenge the king's authority. Eventually, the rest of Europe followed suit. The once mighty order was plundered, and by 1312, the Templars had effectively ceased to exist. As Charles William Heckethorn later recalled, with the Templars gone, the entire world of chivalry, the Crusades, and mysticism lost credibility in the eyes of people who had become increasingly self-serving. Although Raymond Plaza served in an order characterized by a strict hierarchy, a vow of silence on internal affairs, and commercial activities, one cannot deny the positive aspects of the Templars. They played a significant role in the reconstruction of Europe's transportation network, served as a stronghold of faith, and inspired people to pursue conquest. In fact, they can be credited as the pioneers of a banking system that continues to operate to this day, following the Templars' original blueprint. Their legacy lives on in games, movies, and numerous conspiracy theories, suggesting that the Order still exists. Legend has it that centuries after the Order's demise, an unidentified individual appeared on the execution platform after the French king's execution during the Revolution, proclaiming that the Templars had finally been avenged. This statement is intriguing considering more than 4 centuries had passed since the Order's destruction, suggesting a lingering fascination with the Templars. The Templars' wealth is also shrouded in mystery. King Philip, who orchestrated the Templars' downfall, ordered their riches to be loaded onto ships, but 18 galleys mysteriously vanished. The prevailing theory is that the immense fortune was secretly transported to England, entrusted to the Templars' sister order, the Zionist Order. Curiously, around the same time as the Templars' fall and the disappearance of the galleys, King Edward of England gained access to significant funds and emerged victorious in a century-long war with France. More exotic tales exist as well, such as Russian history textbooks recounting how the Prince of Moscow provided refuge to those fleeing from the French. Intriguingly, during this period, Moscow experienced unprecedented growth and became a grand duchy in 1363. While these legends likely remain as legends, it is widely accepted that the Templars were indeed destroyed. However, this does not imply that their influence and followers have vanished completely, particularly considering their enduring connection with the Zionist order. So, regardless of how modern creativity embellishes the Templars, there is often a basis for such narratives. If you found this video enjoyable, please don't forget to give it a like. That concludes our discussion for now. Until next time, folks.